And Boston is a risky city for cybercrime. What can you do about it, and why is this? Bentley University professor Steve Sweisman will be here.
Now on NECN, the latest news, weather, and traffic. The best way to start your day. This is NECN Morning.
Cybercrime affects 1 in 5 online shoppers at one time or another, and last year cost Americans at least $560 million, some say much more. And according to a new list, Boston is one of the most vulnerable cities in the country when it comes to cybercrime. Here to explain why and how to protect yourself better is Steve Sweisman, professor at Bentley University and author of the book, The Truth About Avoiding Scams. And Stephen, this is getting to be a regular occurrence to have you here, and it's great information. This list, this was something that the Norton antivirus folks came up with, right?
Right, and this is the kind of thing that they're doing to draw attention to the fact that this is very, very serious, a problem that, and we're talking serious problem, it isn't just us and our finances. There are countries, including ours, that have our whole infrastructure at threat from terrorists and even foreign countries such as China who use this as a weapon.
Now, on this list, as I understand it, Boston's number 2 most at risk. Seattle, home of Microsoft, is number 1. So what made Boston so risky?
We use our computers a lot. And basically, it's like, why do you rob the bank? That's where the money is. Why do you go? And who gets to be victimized? People who are using their computers a lot and maybe not just careful enough, or maybe just a little bit too trusting.
Now, when we talk about cybercrime, that can cover a lot of things. How do you define what's cybercrime? What's the definition?
Essentially, it is criminal activity that occurs on the internet, on the computer. So it can come down to identity theft, it can come down to harming your credit, it can come down to stealing money from you, it can come down to making you part of the problem rather than the solution, where your computer, unbeknownst to you, gets in part of what they call these zombie bot links of all these computers sending out the spam that's making problems.
And it's more than crime against persons, right? It's crime against business too, I would imagine.
Yes, as a matter of fact, businesses are now being targeted more and more, and one reason is you may have a business you want to tap into. You go to them and you get all of the personal information on all of their customers. It's one reason why you really have to be careful. Does the business with which you're dealing, do they need to have all this information about you?
All right, what can someone do to protect themselves and lessen the chances of becoming a victim of cybercrime?
Listen to Mom. Mom said...
Mom didn't have a computer.
Well, but what she did say was, beware of strangers. So when you get that spam, don't open it if you don't know where it's coming from, particularly if there are links. That's when you download all the malware that really infects your computer. And Mom sometimes thought some of my friends were kind of cheesy, and she was right. Be careful of who your friends are, even if you think they're your friends. You're on Facebook. You answer a response from a friend, but it's somebody who's been infiltrated in their computer. It's not them, and once again, they've gotten to your computer.
How much cybercrime originates on Facebook? So many people are on Facebook now.
Yeah, it is something, it's hard to measure, and one of the things is people still are hesitant, which is unfortunate, to report it when they're a victim of cybercrime. But this is the place to go because this is where people are, this is where the scammers are.
Now, Wi-Fi, so many times I log on to a Wi-Fi network and they say it's unprotected.
Yeah.
So I always get concerned. So is that an issue for cybercrime, and how much of an issue is it?
It's huge. As a matter of fact, it was one of the things that brought us up to number 2 because we have so much Wi-Fi in the Boston area. First of all, you don't know if you're in the airport or if you're in a restaurant, if you're actually picking up the Wi-Fi of a scammer who sets up there, or you're picking up the Wi-Fi from the institution. But that institution isn't giving you security. You don't want to have, if you're going to use your laptop there, you don't want to have any data on your hard drive. You want to use a flash drive. You want to encrypt. You want to have special security software and keep it up to date.
Well, all of that stuff sometimes is hard to do for an individual user. Now, if I'm logging on and I see these are the available networks, which ones should I look out for? Which ones are suspect?
Unfortunately, They all are, because the ones that sound good are usually the ones that may be the worst. So you've got to try and check out what network is there, and maybe even check first before you go on to make sure it's legit.
So it's not just the one with 5 bars.
Yep, that's correct.
All right, Steve Sweisman, once again, author and of The Truth About Avoiding Scams, and from Bentley University. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
Weather